Clap like you mean it. Come on, let's appreciate them. Ladies and gents, good evening. Please, can we take our seats? And please let us fix our eyes on the multimedia screens. Thank you.
I have a fledgling thought, an idea that was kindled, inspired by what I have learnt, a light to define who I am, so I assert myself in the world, shining on a dark path that marks out the way to my destiny. Suddenly, the winds of life begin to blow, the opinions of men fiercely opposed to mine. Fear, intimidation, and feelings of inadequacy set in. I draw back, doubting myself, ready to give up on who I discovered myself to be. Conformity is knocking at my door, ready to put that candle out. But as the contrary wind rages, something in me rises up and says, no, this is what I have learned. This is what I know. This is who I am. I have found the way, the truth, and the light. My fire has been lit and is here to stay, so watch me burn. I am Olaolu and I have learned that I am who I am.
Well, good evening, ladies and gents. Sound guys, please, can I have a little bit more sound in my microphone? Okay, we have a full house. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out on a Monday evening with a bit of breeze along the South Bank. Very quickly before we get going, just some housekeeping rules. If you need to use the restroom at any point in time, please make your way back down the corridor, past the stairs, and naturally you will see the ladies first. Men are always suffering. We always have to go further. And if you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, you will eventually find the gents. And like I always like to say, if for any reason the fire alarm goes off, please don't try and be a hero wherever you are. Leave the building from there. Don't come back and try and save your mobile phone, your shoes. But if you're struggling to find your way out, follow the Nigerians and you shall survive, okay? I'm yet to hear of 100, 200, 300 Nigerians trapped in anything. They will always find a way out. We're here this evening for the launch of 40 Things I Learned by 40. So this book is for everybody because everybody in here is still waiting to hit that landmark. But for those of us that have already hit 40, we should have had this book maybe a few years ago. Okay, before we go any further, to know what's inside the book, let's find out who wrote the book. So we have a video for you. All right, let's go.
My name is Olaolu. So who am I and why should anyone be listening to me? Abraham Maslow's universally known theory on the hierarchy of human needs exposes what we strive for, starting from basic needs like food and water, and progressing up to the need for safety from dangers, internal and external. Then comes belonging, where we want people to like us, and then self-esteem, where we seek achievements in respect of others, and finally, self-actualization, where becoming all we can be is our predominant focus. In his later years, Maslow explored a further dimension of needs he called self-transcendence, stating that the self only finds its actualization in giving itself to some higher goal outside oneself, in altruism and spirituality. Knowing that we have made a relevant contribution with our lives becomes our greatest need. To me, Maslow's triangle represents the journey of finding meaning in life. As I approached my 40th year, I found myself in a very reflective mood, looking back over my years and wondering if my life had made a difference. I felt conflicted because different aspects of my life seemed to be at different levels on Maslow's triangle. I wondered how I could ever bring it all together. Somewhere in my pensive place, I started to remember things I had learned and how at some point they had helped me. I saw other lessons that I had acted upon which contained key principles that changed my results. I then made a commitment to act on what I had learned, and before long, I started to see the pieces of my life coming together in a beautiful way. 40 days leading up to my 40th birthday, I decided to share one lesson each day with a number of my friends and acquaintances. The responses were overwhelming, and I was encouraged on several occasions to put this in a book. I, however, did nothing of the sort until the 26th of February 2016, when on my way to Amsterdam, I was pulled off a plane at gunpoint. I then decided after that event that I would make my life count a little bit more. The rest, they say, is history. In hindsight, I now see that learning is the key to jumping from one level of meeting a need to another, and thus progressing all the way up that triangle Maslow gave. I want to take you on a little journey down the lane of my memories and reveal to you some of the most important things I have learned over the years. Please join me on the journey of 40 things I learned by 40.
Come on, let's put our hands together. That was our first video. Very quickly, we'd just like to thank our sponsors, Zoom Technologies, Shields Training, Tees Bakery. If you don't yet have, is that Kum? See, it's all these funny fonts you people like to use. Kum Technologies. If you don't yet have one of these brochures and programs, please let the guys know and they shall hand one to you. Also, this event will be supporting 2 individual charities, and you'll be hearing about those charities as we go through the evening. I'm sure most of you probably already have the website where you may want to make donations, especially those watching on live streaming. The website is Olaolu .com. I was raised in Hackney. Forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong. Okay, so if it's donations, it's olaolifaj.com/donations. And as my old pastor used to say, remember that 1,000 has 3 zeros, okay? And if you just are interested in buying the book, getting the products, then it's olaolufaj.baby.com/product/40-things-I- you can get the information, okay? And if you're using any of the social media platforms and you want to follow, don't forget it's the hashtag 40tilb40. Hashtag 40tilb40. Okay?